Igamu Chiyobo Moze Makokwa Narusumbami Deveryanzirawa Nipururu kumamai Nyama 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 Acha kasa banalusi ndio batitungamira
right anda amtasongoti mu amuja bamusharura haikona indawo all right the ministry tokumbira kuti takawa kuti mu meeting ukati wa t-shirts manji t-shirts vanhu bapeni t-shirts vanhu vapiwe t-shirts takawa veleveka mu meeting kuti t-shirts simbaro na vanhu vata t-shirts all right toboka ziguruguru kasa makama anga nodikana right umulevereka ndini wenu Tulani Munyandi vakashoko jena babi kumesho vanowekwa matiko vakama home maboko kabiri Anshajione kuti ndipe kuboka ziguruguru kasa honorable deputy minister Marupi Bafui nda Tiboka ziguruguru kasa nokubayo pano ndiboka kabiri Shana Mangondo nokusvika yo pano tomuboka ziguruguru kasa ndiboka kare nevo chikwa chakasara pempiri Nekatambe ziri huru noboka ziguruguru yatate lusumbamwi ndewerezirawa zuza gumbo chirara mutanda tomuboka ziguruguru kasa nokusvika yo pano right immediately ndoda kuboka ziguruguru kasa ndoda kuboka the second republic government yedu when they got into power vakabona kuti it's very very important kubona kuti radio isikunkusvika because our national radios yes we do have them in Zimbabwe but avajere tubula kusvika kuma marginalized places kana kuti muma areas yomuya kunova kupambanisana transmission. So the government took an initiative and introduced Makombe radio station and Mazwira Moga Makombe radio station akabigwa are dotted around the country in Zimbabwe, and the ministry has been doing this commemorate World Radio Day venda kuma community kutra kuti we should not leave anyone behind. Ndozwa kuti vanhu kwa Hwange kuno mumulira zikuru kasa kuti radio nyamkombo ni chabe ati radio nyamkombo ni chabe ati kwa iko kukasiba kuna ati kuna data kuna ati so taleleka na makurana they promised us taleleka na makurana they promised us kuti radio ino jina ikasvika pamuda kuti titi kwa titi kwa tanancha mbichana kuti titi yokuya zikwende zibodobodo ndokumbira kuti muvalovere maboko nokuda kuti Transmedia has promised us kuti ichatipa akare transmitter studio transmitter link kuti titule kusika kwese and we should not leave anyone behind. I don't want to say much ndoda kuti kumupisa mutete mumupisa umu right ndoda kupa vanhu vaviri t-shirt ndoda kupa vanhu vaviri ma t-shirt vagereyoko ndokuda kuti chinhu kachana chani pera ikono manjani DJ nyamurambishana cheko Jani Maisha. All right. Thank you DJ. Muna wani mai?
This is Naomi.
Chinopoka ziguruguru kasa mavano konyo.
Nomuno munambo ani.
Chinopoka ziguruguru kasa. Andidoda kumubhuza kwese ndabeda kumubhuza but matasongo ndimubane shoni asi Valentine's ipopa. Ipo. Alright, mnya varevere maboko. Ndoda wani futi. Wani utandibuja kuti slogan kana titi Lyeja FM toti mukani our PF line. PF line Lyeja. Tikati Lyeja FM mwopa mati mukani? Njani unoziwa wani mukoda kubabuja. Wani ndokuda from this state. Wani jani dade. Right. Yeah, mbisa na iwebe jagula labuka joguno. Right, there is another gift what I want to give you here, a guide to the Heroes Acre. Tuzive magamba alere ku Heroes Acre this radio station inokubona zose. This one tinane poster yomu yamkachuma. Poster linolinga magamba ose alola jigwa yokuya. Ndoda kuti ndibuje wani gamba ronoziva lola jigwa pe National Heroes Acre ku Harare. Wani chete. Wani.
Kosikazi Salimu Gabi.
Ndizo. Malere maboko. Right, thank you. One more. Yoku mali chibirige. Ninde yoku warubara ma headman. Tibape mbichana. Mafacilitate.
Mafacili.
Nendi gwaro mafano ponyoba.
Vanu mugazo wakusirizwa bweyana nagazi.
All right, next noboka kasa. Date material is na?
Peter Jembala. Niba headman yobatwa lele maboko mapa bugu. Heroes. No fire. Kuta ukizukwende zukote besare ringi sisa. Right, tumuda utila ugene programatika. Sunu usikiti maya programa hiti. Tuchijane so andi. Temu Momoga. Oh, inga sharp la pana. All right, noboka zguru kasa.
I'm sorry. All protocols observed. Zitarangu ndinonzi Nyaradzo Makombe. Nditi station manager wa radio station iri kuHarare inonzi Capital 100.4 FM. Asi ndakamirira Zim Papers Group. Tine radio station mana Platinum FM, Diamond FM, Star FM. Tineozve newspaper. Vana Herald, Ana Sunday Mail, Nana Chronicle, vamunoziva. Ndangoti nhasi zvairi World Radio Day. Ndinatsoverenga matumirwo andaita nemukuru webasa acting CEO vaWilliam Chikoto. Ndiregerere chamboita chirungu. Today, as we launch World Radio Day, or as we celebrate World Radio Day, we are proud to join in the global celebrations under the theme Radio and Climate Change Resilience. As a media organization, we recognize the critical role that radio plays in promoting awareness, education, community engagement on critical issues such as climate change. We believe that community radios have a part to play, as well as the national radio stations have a part to play. This is why we are here, to help amplify those voices for the communities. We are standing here in solidarity with our colleagues from the ZBC and other radio stations to celebrate World Radio Day, but also to celebrate with the community of Hwange in seeing how we can promote sustainable development and climate change resilience through radio. Together, if we harness the power of radio, we can build a more informed and engaged and resilient community. Ndinoda kukutendai mese neka message kashoma ikako tichimoda kusimbisa kuti isusu seZim Papers Radio tiripo kuti batsirane necommunity yese including imi vekuHwange kuti muzive kuti tichadhila sei nemaissues eclimate change. Nezuro pataita training pano tichitaura takataura nyaya yekuti tinoziva kuti tine chembere dzedu dzakawanda muno dzinoziva water harvesting techniques, vanoziva kuti mvura inochengetedzwa sei. Tine chembere dzedu muno dzakawanda dzinoziva kuti miriwo inoomeswa sei. Zvese izvozvo zvinoenderana neclimate change neclimate resilience. Saka tiripo sevatapi venhau nevatori venhau kuti tibatsirane senyika kuti Zimbabwe iende mberi. Ndatenda zvangu.
Tomboka veZim Papers name solidarity message yamatipa tiri pakaropo. Is it still necessary yokuno se region 5 kuti tirambe tirima zumanga? Should we continue plowing maize? Should we continue? Is it necessary? Triple climate change. I will pose a question. The when sorted whether out to shift tipote drought resistant plants like sorghum, mafunde, nzembwe, millet. To avoid kuda kuti tiwajizumanga. Ndibuneni nono shaji kuti nditambulele AB communications vetikoverevo isolidarity message yavo.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to come here to Hwange representing AB Communications. Allow me to do a quick introduction and also to write on protocols, and then we'll have a short message on our World Radio Day celebrations and our solidarity. So my name is Danis Dube. I'm the station manager for ZFM Stereo. We're based all the way in Harare, but we're a national radio station. And I'm representing all the radio stations for AB Communications. AB Communications also includes 98.4 Midlands in Gweru and Lyeja FM in Masvingo. Those 3 radio stations at Nyaradzo as AB Communications. So I come here representing AB Communications and of course our group CEO, Super Mandiwanzira, who has sent me with a message of solidarity. Every year on 13 February, we celebrate World Radio Day. And those of us who work in radio and those of you who listen to radio, I think we can all agree, in Zimbabwe, radio remains the most powerful medium of communication, of spreading information. And every year we want to remind ourselves and remind each other of the responsibility we have to support the initiatives of the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, and to support the goals of the people of Zimbabwe as we try to celebrate what radio can do for our communities. This year, the theme that was chosen for World Radio Day is Radio and Climate Resilience in Zimbabwe. So you heard throughout the speeches today how we seem to be noticing my changes in the climate, weather, my farming methods and so on. Well, we have a responsibility as radio to contribute to climate resilience, to the conversations around climate, and to supporting the efforts of the government of Zimbabwe as we continue to build a Zimbabwe that works for everyone. So we are so happy to be here as AB Communications, coming all the way to Hwange to celebrate with the community here and to celebrate with the community radio station we have here, that World Radio Day is for all of us, not just in Zimbabwe but in the world. And AB Communications is proud to support and to be behind the initiatives of the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, and of course all the organizations and our regulator, BAS, and our different stakeholders in the radio community. So I want to say thank you very much and a happy World Radio Day to everyone from AB Communications. Thank you.
Tawoka Woku AB Communications, thank you so much. Nyaya Radio, World Radio Day. Radio yei imutipancha sama communities kuti tizive amwe developments amutiwa ne Second Republic NDS1. I think Mose, you are away. Kana tiri na vamwe vasijanu vaziva zvinotikana ndiwo nshingo weredio zvinovetikana mushango redu madevelopments amutiwa nehurumende yenyika, amutiwa namacancelors edu, ndiwo maservice providers edu vanokora kudeliver service. Patinoririjika ndoshingisa futi iredio tivabata tivazivisa kuti yopa nopa tinoremerwa. So ndomuboka ndivumire tinokumbira veRIDA
Mwamukachini Mose inindo ifijeli ya Mutema ndinire pano representa RIDA. Ndine district coordinator weRIDA Hwange. Ndirobatira va director general vedu va Mr. Christopher Shumba vasijakwanisa kuvayo pano nenyaya yekubatikana. Mutibatire ndichavala muchikuwa irobharwa muchikuwa speech. I've been tasked to read his solidarity message. Honorable guests, fellow broadcast and community members, on behalf of the Director General of RIDA, Mr. Christopher Shumba, we come to be part of this grand occasion of World Radio Day commemorations and the launch of Lyeja FM radio. As we celebrate the power of radio, we recognize its critical role in connecting communities, promoting diversity and driving social change. Today, we would like to highlight the importance of rural two-way radio systems and community radios in bridging the community gap in rural areas. These platforms proven to be effective tools promoting inclusive communication, social cohesion, economic development. RIDA's rural two-way radio system has been instrumental in connecting the rural communities to essential services such as rural infrastructure development projects. This system has also enabled communities to share information, ideas, and experiences, fostering a sense of community and social bonding. Community radios, on the other hand, have democratized the airwaves, providing a platform for local voices, stories, and perspectives. These radios have empowered community to take ownership of their communication, promoting cultural diversity and preserving local heritage. As we commemorate World Radio Day, we recognize the challenges faced by rural communities in accessing information, communication, and essential services. We also acknowledge the critical role that radio plays in addressing these challenges. RIDA affirms its commitment to supporting the development of community radios. We will continue to work with our partners, stakeholders, and community members to promote inclusive communication, social cohesion, economic development in rural areas. Tawoka kasakasa, tatenda, siawonga, sikomo.
Thank you, RIDA, for the solidarity message. Tiripakaropo toda ku acknowledge I hurumende Zimbabwe. So far tabane 14 ma community radio akalonjwa Zimbabwe. We've got 14 community radio stations, including Lyeja FM. Atovoka, we appreciate kuti if my voice is edu anokwanisika katesi kuti eve amplified wike tisirambe tisarira mushure tisirambe tiri marginalized.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the chiefs that are amongst us today. I want to acknowledge the Deputy Minister for Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Marupi. I want to acknowledge the honorable members that I came with. So I'm Honorable Caston Mateo. I'm the chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. I came with two of my colleagues, Honorable Guyo, MP for Boera North, if you can stand up, and also Honorable Muskwele Shiri, MP for Mudzi West. I also want to acknowledge the senior government officials that are here present from the ministry and from the government agencies. I see Professor Magoshengwe from ZMC, I see the executive secretaries here, acting CEO ZBC, acting CEO Transmedia, acting CEO BAS, I see them all here, all protocols observed. I'm here to representing the Parliament of Zimbabwe. The Parliament of Zimbabwe plays an integral role in terms of the governance of this country. So the Parliament of Zimbabwe has two major roles. The first role is to legislate, that is to make laws for the good of the country.
and for peace. The second one is to promote good governance, ensuring that all state agencies, institutions, all promote good governance and also act constitutionally. And in that, as Parliament, we hold them, they are all accountable to Parliament. So we hold them to account in ensuring that we maintain constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. So why are we here today? We are here because the radio plays an integral part in terms of promoting good governance and democracy in our country. More so, we are here because also it's, I want to thank the organizers for actually holding this event at a community radio station, because community radio stations reach to the parts that mostly the national radio or the regional radios don't go to, because they reach to the absolute communities that need to get information. So information dissemination reaches to the most vulnerable, and whether you've got money, whether you've got a television, a radio set, a phone, or whatever you use to get those airwaves. So radio is very, very important, because it is still in the world the means that people actually get communication. The most effective way of communicating in this world is through the radio. So we want to commemorate this World Radio Day. World Radio Day was introduced by UNESCO in 2012, and this theme is basically on climate change. One cannot underestimate the effects of climate change, which are rampaging across this world. So what do we say by climate change? We mean that when this world was created, it was created in a particular way. But because there are so many emissions, and obviously the world is developing technology-wise, industrial-wise, it means that we are disturbing the way that this world was set. So the ozone layer is being depleted, and when it's being depleted, there are various changes in climatology. So basically the way that the climate or the weather patterns are set. We'll know that in this country with Cyclone Idai, one of the phenomena of climate change. In other parts of the world, you've got a lot of disturbances. Recently I was in the USA, and there was the wildfires in California. At the same time, this is the same country, in California there were wildfires that were rampaging across most of their districts. And then in North America, in the northern part of the USA, you had a winter storm that was so serious, that was causing disturbances and meaning that people cannot actually go out. People could not go out of the house. I just opened the door, it was about minus 12 degrees Celsius. So you could actually freeze if you stood there for 5 minutes. So these are all the effects of climate change that are rampaging this world. And the radio stations are very important in playing a pivotal role to make sure people are aware. They act like as early warning systems and basically directives if there is anything that is going to disturb the weather patterns in any particular place. So we are delighted for this day, and we honor all those media practitioners who work within radio and who work within media to ensure that we keep the radios open. Currently, as Parliament, we are going through the bill that is responsible for ensuring that how do we manage broadcasting. So it's called the Broadcasting Services Amendment Act. Amendment Bill. It's going through the process of Parliament now, and on Tuesday we are going to start to. So on Tuesday we are going to have the second reading. The second reading means that it's going to start getting debated. So the bill will start to get debated on Tuesday. In December, we went to every province with that bill for the citizens and the residents to give us their voice to what they want to see in that bill. And they gave us, and we'll be presenting a report Tuesday before the debate on what the citizens of Zimbabwe want within that bill. So this bill is very important because it governs also radio stations, it governs broadcasting, it also governs the way what we want to see happening in the radio sector. So as you know, it has been alluded to, we have 14 radio stations currently, community radio stations, and we look to have more. In fact, we want to have about 20 by the time we finish 2025. So we are very grateful for the organizers and also to the community radio station for being so organized and inviting this. I thank you.
For provincial members of the ruling parties and PF, Vice Chairman of the DCC, Ubaba Neshabi, AMACEOs for Baz, Boche, Honorable C. Mateo, Acting CEO, ZBC, AMA directors from the ministry. Allow me to ride on the already established protocol. Zimbabwe is commemorating World Radio Day at a very special time when the country has made strides in setting up community radio stations. In Matabeleland North Province, community radio stations have been rolled out in Binga, Mbembesi, and Hwange. The government's thrust is to empower communities and encourage them to play a significant role in the national development agenda. These are exciting times where citizens are playing a critical role and contributing actively through information dissemination. For Matabeleland North Province, whose language and cultural diversity is a beautiful asset, Lyeja FM is driving a social economy which our society greatly needs. The Second Republic wants every aspect of the Zimbabwean story to be told by Zimbabweans. Hence, the support being given to all our 14 community radio stations across the country. Our leader, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, has always emphasized that no one and no place will be left behind. These radio community stations are a testament to that, and we can only pray and hope for more such developments to continue as Zimbabweans build their own country in the mantra of ilizwe lakhiwa ngabanikazi balo, nyika inovakwa neveni vayo. We would like to welcome our Honorable Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services to this World Radio Day commemorations here in Hwange. As Matabeleland North, we feel greatly honored by your presence, sir, that you've taken time from a busy schedule to be with us here as we celebrate World Radio Day in Hwange, specifically at Lyeja FM, which is driving the social economy of Hwange. And we are humbled, Honorable Minister, that there are plans for the Lyeja radio station to reach every part of the district so that we don't leave people within the district. With these few remarks, we have a Tanganese, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you so much. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Mateo, sorry about that. Our traditional leaders here present. Honorable Minister, please allow me to write all the protocols already observed. And I hope you also allow me to abuse a bit the program before I read the message from the UNESCO Director General. I am coming here from the Zimbabwe National Commission for UNESCO. I head the secretariat of that commission. The commission is hosted by the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development. We are an entity that coordinates the implementation of UNESCO programs in the country. We work in the following sectors: the education sector, anything education that is also UNESCO related and is implemented in the country, we are the coordinators. We also work in the natural sciences sector, where you come across issues to do with climate change, issues to do with conservation and biodiversity. The rain gauges that you saw earlier, Honorable Minister, they are coordinated from that sector, natural science. We also have the sector on social and human sciences. That one is a whole host of all the other sectors that would not be included in the other four. We are looking at youth issues, we are looking at sports issues, we are looking at disability issues, you name them. They are in the social and human sciences sector. We have the culture sector, where we are looking at the preservation and conservation of our heritage, where we always value the coordination and presence of our traditional leaders who are the custodians of our cultural heritage. We also have the sector on communication and information, the sector that has brought us here, which is looking at issues to do with radio, issues to do with media literacy, you name it. That is the sector on communication and information. But I'm not going to waste much more of your time. I just thought that I could just explain that bit. If you have a chance, you can go to our stand down there. There are some officers from the National Commission who can actually explain to you what each sector does, what opportunities are available in those 5 sectors. And there are opportunities for, should I say, fellowships? There are opportunities for funding, for maybe cultural activities. I could give an example. Here in Mat North, I'm sure there are certain unique customs and practices that you would want preserved. Okay? You link up with us. There is an address, an email address, a phone number, everything. Link up with us. We'll then identify which ministry you should be working with, and we can go on to develop a proposal where you can get funding. You can get as much as in 99,000, 100,000 if you are lucky. That is in culture. Even in CI, UNESCO, we use these acronyms a lot. In CI, we have funds that can actually be where people can actually apply and get their funding. I know some of the media houses here have benefited from that. The media schools have also benefited from that. Please feel free, as we are here in Hwange today, to go to our stand and hear what opportunities are there for you. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, as I said earlier on, I'm now requesting for authority to read the message from the Director General of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, Madame Audrey Azoulay. In Zimbabwe, she is represented by Ms. Nisha, who is the Regional Director for the UNESCO Office for Southern Africa, which the government of Zimbabwe is hosting. My message from Madame Audrey Azoulay reads as follows. World Radio Day is an opportunity to celebrate this enduring, versatile and widely accessible means of communication. This year, we are paying tribute to the different ways in which radio serves as a tool for adapting to and mitigating the effects of climate disruption in our rapidly changing world. Last year, we witnessed rare floodings in the Sahara Desert and the deadly typhoon Hwange, which struck Southeast Asia. At a time when such extreme weather events are becoming increasingly common, we must recognize the critical and often life-saving role of radio. With frequencies that can travel across continents and receivers that can use very little energy, radio can reach even the most remote locations and functions even when electricity fails. This makes radio a unique medium in crisis situations. By acting as an early warning system, it can reduce disaster risk and save countless lives. Outside of crisis situations, radio is also a prime source of information for people all around the world. Traditional forms of media are all the more important at a time when artificial intelligence is impacting the reliability and trustworthiness of information online. Misinformation and disinformation continue to be some of the greatest barriers to climate action, making the work of radio journalists pivotal in tackling the climate crisis. Yet, we know that this is no easy task. A UNESCO report published last year found that there had been 749 attacks. These included 49 killings against journalists and news media outlets reporting on environmental issues between 2009 and 2023 across all regions of the world. This is why last year's World Press Freedom Day, co-hosted by UNESCO and Chile, focused on the importance of freedom of information on overcoming the climate crisis. Everyone has a right to access reliable and accurate information on climate and environmental issues. But to enable this, journalists must be able to report freely and safely. This is also why UNESCO recently launched its global initiative for information integrity on climate change, together with the United Nations and the Federative Republic of Brazil. This initiative will help promote and defend the integrity of information on climate change through not only research funding, but also advocacy, diplomacy, and strategic action. Communication and information shapes the world we live in, and we must ensure that the information we share and receive is reliable. On this World Radio Day, let us celebrate and protect this powerful form of media and its unique role as we work to address the climate crisis. Thank you. Nyabonga, Twalumba, Tawoka.
Tawoka kata uskulu maboko. Nemi purura ndi William Pururio. Mepurura ndi William Pururio. Alright, bana babendi buza tukwati wenu nani sutu ndia mushe umuzanisa maboko. Aji muzanisa maboko ndio we sign language, auntie.
Of government from various government departments here present, invited guests and members of the community. Thank you very much for hosting this event to commemorate the World Radio Day. I am the board chairperson of the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe, Valentine Mutatu. I am honored to be part of this celebration of World Radio Day hosted by Lyeja FM community radio station. Today we recognize the transformative power of radio in shaping our communities, promoting diversity and fostering for social change. As the chairperson of the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe, I am proud to acknowledge the critical role community radio stations like yours play in our media landscape. Your dedication to serving communities, promoting local content, and providing a platform for marginalized community voices is truly commendable. Community radio stations like yours are a backbone of our democratic society. You provide a space for local discussions, debates, and storytelling, which are essential for building an informed, engaged, and cohesive communities. As we celebrate the World Radio Day, let us affirm our commitment to the values of our communities: diversity, inclusivity, and social responsibility. Let us continue to work together to promote a vibrant, diverse, and independent radio sector that serves the needs of our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I recognize the presence of our Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Dr. Marupi, standing in for our Minister, Honorable Dr. Jennifer Muswere. I recognize the presence of our esteemed chiefs and headmen and our PS in absentia, Mr. Nick Mangwana. I also recognize the presence of our chairperson for the Portfolio Committee on Media and Broadcasting Services, Honorable C. Mateo, who has just joined us this moment. We also recognize the presence of UNESCO, which is our all-weather partner in terms of deployment of community radio stations, and the Board of Trustees for Lyeja FM, who are hosting us at this function. We, as Transmedia, we are the TV and radio signal distribution of choice, and we are excited to join the nation and Hwange community on this special day. As Transmedia, our mantra is amagagasi ebantwini masai sai kuwani. You cook it in the studio, we deliver it to your audience through Transmedia. If you are getting it on radio, if you are getting it on television, it is a touch of Transmedia. I thank you. Transmedia, together with the Ministry and BAZ, provided the resources, both material and technical, to ensure that community radio stations are operationalized. And as Transmedia, we are responsible for the transmission of signals from your studio to the recipients, which are the audience. We are very committed to ensure that the coverage of this transmitter site will be increased in the near future. And we are committed to working with the community to ensure that that mandate is achieved. On behalf of the board, management and workers of Transmedia, I want to congratulate the nation, our ministry and the Hwange community for this particular milestone as we celebrate World Radio Day, whose theme is radio and climate resilience. It is our hope that this community radio station will be broadcasting effects of climate change and the mitigation measures in resonance with this year's theme. Jalo siyajabula ngempela ukuba lapha for the commemoration of World Radio Day. Sithi amhlophe, congratulations and makorokoto. Ngiyabonga. Maboko.
Mapona. Chini Mose. Muribwanji. Salibonani. Muzoile. We are here for radio, community radio broadcasting. My name is Luca Katako. I'm here on behalf of Zakras. I'm the vice convener for Zakras. Esteemed chiefs, Chief Hwange, Chief Nekatambe, Honorable Dr. O. Marupi, Honorable Aramoyo, distinguished guests, members of Hwange community, all protocol observed. It is with great honor and a profound sense of unity that we gather today to commemorate World Radio Day and celebrate the launch of Lyeja FM here in Hwange. This occasion not only marks a significant milestone for community empowerment through community radio, but also highlights our collective commitment to harnessing the power of radio in addressing the critical issues facing our communities. As we embrace this year's theme, radio and climate change, we are reminded that radio has always served as a bridge between information and the people. In times of climate uncertainty, such as the impacts we face with El Nino, community radio stations like Lyeja FM will be instrumental in fortifying our community's resilience. They provide a platform for sharing vital information, innovative solutions, and local knowledge on climate adaptation strategies, ultimately helping us to face these challenges together. ZACRA stands in solidarity with the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services as we welcome your ongoing commitment to community radios in Zimbabwe. Your support is invaluable in ensuring that voices from every corner of our nation are heard, respected, and empowered. However, as we celebrate the launch of Lyeja FM, we also wish to highlight the need for further progress. We encourage the government to continue licensing more radio stations to ensure that we can bridge the information gap that many communities still experience, as access to information is essential for development and disaster resilience. In the spirit of collaboration, we believe that the question of sustainability for community radio warrants our joint attention. As ZACRAs, we are open, as always, to work with the ministry to establish effective sustainability models that ensure the longevity and impact of these vital community radio stations. As we launch Lyeja FM today and commemorate the crucial role of radio on this World Radio Day, let us stand together with the government, community, and like-minded organizations to build a resilient and informed Zimbabwe through supporting our community radios. Our solidarity and commitment to working hand in hand will ensure that our communities are not only equipped to face climate challenges, but are empowered to thrive. As we celebrate World Radio Day, Taboka, Twalumba, Zikomo, Luitumezi, Tatenda.
Kwazisai mose mangwananiana. Mufaro wangu kuwa pakati penyu mangwananiana ndakamirira Zimbabwe Media Commission. Ndinoda kutanga nekuremekedza madzimambo enzvimbo ino nemwi matikuta pane matikoka pane nzvimbo ino. Ndichibva ipapo ndinodawo zvakare kuremekedza mutevedzeri Honorable Dr. Muswere, Minister wedu we-Information, Publicity, Broadcasting Services. Ndinodawo zvakare kuremekedza Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Richard Moyo kana varipo pakati pedu. Handikangani kuremekedza mufundisi watizarurira chirongwa chino nemunamato. Handichaendereri mberi nekudoma mazita ese vanhu vanofanira kuremekedzwa, asi kuti ndibvumidzei kuti ndingoseenzesa urongwa neruremekedzo rwatoitwa kare newataura iri pangu ine ndisati ndataura. Chindibvumidzei kuti nditaure nechirungu. Chikonzero ndanga ndichitaura neshona. Ndachikwana kuti mugozive kuti ndimi dzedu dzakakosha zvikuru, ngekuti patinenge tichitaura nendimi dzedu tinenge tichitaura nevanhu vedu mururimi nenzimi dzavanonzwisisa dzinovatsanangura ivo nekuvapa chimiro sevanhu mukati menyika yedu. Rimwe basa rangu nderekuti ndiri sachigaro weNational Languages Advisory Committee. Saka tinokurudzira zvikuru kuseenzeswa kwemitauro yedu mumitana nematunhu atigere kuti tisarasikirwe netsika dzedu nemagariro. Chindibvumidzai kuti ndiverenge hangu chinyorwa changu nechirungu mazvita. It is a great privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate World Radio Day, a day set aside to recognize the critical role that radio continues to play in informing, educating, and empowering community-wide. This year's global theme, Radio and Climate Change, a powerful tool for climate action, and our local theme, Radio and Climate Resilience in Zimbabwe, remind us of the urgent need to harness the power of radio in addressing one of the greatest challenges of our time, climate change. Today's commemorations are particularly significant as we celebrate Lyeja FM, a community radio station that is hosting us and that will serve the people of Hwange and surrounding areas. This moment is a historic milestone in our country's broadcasting landscape as we continue to expand the airwaves and strengthen access to information within our communities at the grassroots level. The celebration strengthens Lyeja FM, a vital communication bridge between the community and the information they need to navigate daily life, including the impact of climate change. The Zimbabwe Media Commission congratulates the team behind Lyeja FM for this achievement, and we look forward to seeing the station play or continuing to play a critical role in advancing development and resilience within the Hwange community.
Futhi tiwone batondeze tumutambukana zanisa maboko tiwone mumbona ati mubabaisa asumuta sign language anti ndiye sign language joy total kwa mishobero siyana hande katika itinane 16 languages mu Zimbabwe mu constitution yetu sign language na hiyo lulimi sign language lulimi so adiwe babaisa wabe lebereka etira yabame tilobele maboko ndamubuja kale. Right, timundira mbere ne program yedu ushajindiwe waliwana kangowe waliwana kakiti so timunda kula bukati munda tichunchira uchunchira thank you so much ndikobelele kwa chikoyo panda nakiro kasa chikoza welebele kwa yopa kobelele kwa mabara makura nakasa so kwa manditi kwa ina mondo tatipa ina mondi kwa gwejere ndilebele chikuwa pana mwakati kwa ipakamende kwenda wakambwera so I was supposed to say as I was walking I fell down auntie. So come and did ndenda kuleka chikota bele yukayopa and so lebeleka as I was walking I fell down ndenda nditi as I was perambulating along the occidental side I lost my center of gravity and precipitated down the declivity. A round of applause, a round of applause. Taboga kaza tikundi ambene chilonga chetu ngwena ndimukubira panono shaji bana fina. Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask Mr. Our honorable Mr. Chisoka Mr. Chisoka kuti beti nyamulire banole merikucho betu banole merikucho betu taboga kaza bali maboko ba Chisoka.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I introduce our guest of honor, let me just ask our delegates in that tent to pay attention. There is too much noise coming from that side. The task that I've been given this afternoon is a very huge one, is a very big one, to introduce our guest of honor. And I would want to say that our guest of honor is a veteran broadcaster. He's been with broadcasting for many years, working for the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Services. When he left ZBC, he was actually heading a station in Bulawayo, where he was the station manager. And then from there, he transitioned from being a broadcaster to a politician. And then he became ZANU-PF Member of Parliament for Gwanda South. And then later on, he was appointed Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services by His Excellency President E.D. Mnangagwa. The man I'm talking about is none other than Dr. Marupi, with the Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Taboka kasa Nisha Juno andapiwa Shangana Murushanto. Ndiye ni bakwesi. Dumela Rehona ndi Masiari Rotwa ndo libuanga manda ndichivafa kwa mangaruvenda na nenda difandia haya nango ndikule ndingeno ndithanda ukuthi ndithi enkosi ukuthi ndinikezeke leli xesha ndi apha namhlanje World Radio Day ndoda kwakutenda kuti ndipiwe nguva inhasi pano muzvairi rakakosha kudai. Ngibonga lesi sikhathi engisinikiweyo ukuthi nami ngibe ingxenye yalolu hlelo olwa ukuthi sinanze lolu suku nikhensile nkofu vakayina ngiyavulavula nexixangana. I'm sure you'll agree with me that I've used almost all the languages. Of course, I didn't wave my hands. Thank you. My apologies. I used to adjust the mic for myself for the past 23 years. Maybe I need to do it. Thank you. As we gather here to commemorate World Radio Day, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Chief Hwange, Chief Nekatambe, Chief Nelupopa, Chief Mvutu, Chief Shana, Headman Luswi, the members of parliament here present. Of course, I need to mention the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee, members of parliament here led by the chairman, Honorable Mateo. Let me also take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the chief executive officers, ZMC, CEO, BAZ, Transmedia, ZBC, acting CEO, Transmedia, board chair, ZMC, board chair, senior government officers here present, ladies and gentlemen. I am representing my minister who is not here, and of course our permanent secretary and the directors from my ministry who are here present. I would like to recognize you. We are living in interesting times when the world is undergoing rapid technological innovation and environmental transformations that are impacting on human lives. It is not by coincidence that this year's World Radio Day celebration is running under the theme Radio and Climate Change, which has been localized to radio and climate resilience in Zimbabwe. This speaks to the significance of radio in disseminating information on climate change. Radio plays an important role in shaping communities and influencing the national discourse. Radio stations act as early warning systems, providing crucial alerts to communities about impending natural disasters. By broadcasting weather updates, emergency procedures, and evacuation plans, radio plays a vital role in saving lives and reducing the impact of climate-related disasters. I want to applaud His Excellency, Dr. Edie Mnangagwa, for creating an enabling environment for media plurality and diversity through media reforms that have resulted in the establishment of more newspapers, radio, and television stations. This has worked well in reducing the information divide between the urban and rural folks. Comparatively, radio is affordable and easily accessible to all spheres of life, providing accurate information, entertainment, surveillance, and socialization. To date, 14 community radio stations have been licensed, and this resonates well with the mantra of leaving no one and no place behind. The establishment of community radio stations resonates very well with the global universal access to information for all. Let me express my profound appreciation to various stakeholders who contributed to make this event successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm elated that the commemorations and the celebrations that we are holding today came after holding a training yesterday by Zimbabwe Broadcasting services that was solely hinged on training the community radio presenters. The capacitation of staff through skills training in radio broadcasting by senior radio personnel enhances their technical expertise. Government remains steadfast in ensuring continuity of community radio stations through partnerships and initiatives so that the gains realized today in terms of employment creation for locals will not be eroded. Once again, I thank you all and I wish you safe travel back to your various places. Thank you, Reawoka, Rarumba,